Hey guys, welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. I know it's not Christmas yet, so don't think this is what we're about to do is anything related to Christmas, but what I do have are tons of cards. If you're anything like me and you donate to all sorts of organizations, and in their thank you, they send you a stack of holiday cards or a sheet of return address labels, and I mean, we donate to all sorts of organizations, and they usually put their information here on the backs of these cards, so it's basically just free advertising for them. This is from the National Association of Blind Veterans. This is from the NWF, which is the National Wildlife Foundation, mouth and foot painting artists. I mean, just about anybody you could think of. Wildlife Foundation, the Sisters of Saint Benedict. When you donate to these organizations, even like you know, like St. Jude or what have you, they always send you either a holiday card stack, something like this, and they're all the same and they're a little cheesy, and you don't want to give these to your friends and family for the holidays. But and on the back it has like advertising information, like this, for example. You don't want to give these cards away to your friends and family, like I don't. So what I do is, oh, I'm very grateful to have them. I've donated, so thank you for donating, and here's your thank you. But what do I do with all of these unsavory like, really, who wants to give howling wolves to someone as a Merry Christmas? Those are cute. That's cute too, but still, I mean, they're just so generic. Like, can you imagine two people in your family getting the same card and they compare? You know, let's see what Nicole gave you for Christmas. Anyway, I need to do something with all of these cards, and what I decided to do was cut them up and make something else with it. You can always just take the card as is and cover it up using white gesso. You can cover up the inside, write your own greeting on the inside. Definitely cover up the back here with white gesso as well, and then put a new picture or image on the front cover, something that's more your style, or something that whoever you give it to knows it's coming from you because it has your personal touch on it. But when you get 14 cards and they all look like this, and you just scribbling names into them and sending them out, it's just not very personable. What I've done with some of these cards, I've chomped them all down and made little tags with them, and sometimes they come out perfect. Like, these are just so cute. But then you have like this where it's cut up and the words Merry is on one side and Christmas is on another. So I just basically cut these cards up to size that of a tag, not really thinking about what was on the outside of the card. And then sometimes you get it where it's just so perfect. I mean, that's a perfect little scenery right there, and on the inside it has like the perfect little saying, like wishing you a Merry Christmas. I mean, that is just so cute. And then this is a tag you can put on any gift. I'm going to grab some white gesso and show you guys exactly what I did to create some of these, and I'm also going to cover up some of these with some additional ephemera, prettier paper, and make these more my own. I may even collage some, and yeah, let's just play with some paper and some glue and go grab your old cards. Let's do some stuff. All right, I'll be back in 2 ticks. Alright, so this is my white gesso. It's by Artist Loft, and I've had this for several years, and it's not even, I want to say, not even a quarter of the way used up. I still have, you know, almost a full jar. I've had it forever, several years now. So I've just been using this, not sparingly. I've put 3 layers of white gesso on here, and you can still see some of the Merry Christmas, you know, sentiment across the center here. So that's basically all I did, was just took my white gesso, put on a couple of layers of it across the words. First I did the entire background just to get a base. And then I went in with a second, a third, and maybe even a fourth layer of white gesso just to cover up the writing that's on the inside of the card. Okay, so if the backs of the card as well has like this, for example, we're going to cover up the front so it doesn't really matter. You just take some of the white gesso and cover up some of the spots that you do not that you don't want anyone to know that you got this card for free by donating to an organization. And then once this dries, you can go in with an entire coat across the back, and hopefully it will cover up the majority of the writing that's on there. So that's pretty much all it is that I did with the majority of these, and that's how I got so many of these little tags. All I want to do next is decorate the front cover of those tags. So, and I'll just tell you right now, these cards measure, oh, let's see, 6 1/4 by 4 and, okay, so it's 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. That's the size of these cards. And these are pretty much similar. This one's a lot smaller. This one's probably like 5 1/2 by 6 by 4. 4 by 6 is this one. So yeah, these are just various sizes cards. I don't have any, there's no particular size card that I'm looking for or that I'm trying to use. I just use what I have, okay? So in the process of doing so, you end up with tags of various sizes. So this one's a little bit wider than, let's say, this one, but they all came from the same card. Okay, so when I cut it up, I just basically made some 2 inches, some 2 1/2. This one's probably 2 1/4, and then white gessoed the inside. All right, and it's really simple what I want to do with these tags. Now you can make the tag interactive by putting a brad through here, and here I'll just show you guys what I mean. Oops, got some gesso on me. Why did I do that? Anywho, I just got white gesso all over my box of eyelets here. So if you're going to do an eyelet, you want the tag to be interactive. What you'll do is you'll punch an eyelet only through the front of the tag, and then you can loop through you know, a ribbon or whatever. But then the tag is still interactive, so you can open the tag and see to and from on it or what have you. So that's one way of doing it. You'll put the eyelet through only the front. If you don't care to make the tag interactive at all, you can just punch the eyelet through both sides and it'll come through on the back here, and then the tag is just what it is. It's an eyelet with a tag with an eyelet in it. All right, the other thing you can do is also you can put a brad through there. All right, so a brad's a little bit different. A brad does allow you to shift the paperwork around. So in that case, what I would do is cut this open, right, and just make it into 2 tags. By putting a brad through here, I can then shift the tag this way. If I can get it to open, I can then shift it like this because the brad is what's holding it together, right? So I can shift it that way. So I am just going to let's chomp some of these up and make stuff with it. Okay, I'm going to then decorate the fronts of these tags to make them more my style. I'm just going to use my small guillotine here. This is a Creative Memories little mini guillotine, and I'm just going to cut this down to, let's see, I'm going to do 2 1/2 on this one, and then I will do I did 2 1/4 on that one, sorry. Now I'll do 2 1/2 on this one, and then this one will be another 2 1/4 ish, sort of. Okay, so yeah, I now have 3 sizes of something to make something with. Okay, so after that, you then want to cut it into a tag shape. Now you can use your, hang on. You can use this, which I've been using for many years. Okay, this is just an old key card for a hotel that I stayed at, the Excalibur. So this is from Las Vegas, and I haven't been to Vegas in forever. So you can then use this to cut your tags out just by placing the key card. Well, it's a credit card basically. You just place it on the object, on the item that you want to cut into a tag shape, and just cut it off, because I just chopped off different sizes on the corners. Okay, so that's all I will be doing for this. I do have a little device that can cut a tag for me. It's a little punch, but why waste the time when I can just do this? And now we have a tag. See how simple that was? And let's just say we're going to put a brad on it. I will cut this in half right here on the fold, and use my crocodile, and I will punch a little hole here at the top, and then grab my brad and put it in there. And this is what I mean by, you can then, you know, you use your tags this way, okay, as opposed to the eyelet, which will allow you to open it up, even if you punched it through both sides of the tag. Okay, so let's do that. I'm just going to punch it through right about there. Oh, I need the bigger punch. I forgot I'm doing an eyelet, not a brad. Okay, so then I will pop my eyelet through here and seal it shut. And now the tag is still interactive, but you know, it's just not as fully opening if you were to do just the front side only. That's really all I'm doing with these. I'm just going to make them pretty, right? So for this one, for example, I am going to decorate it. And you can do so much with these. You can have two tags. You can make, you know, smaller tags out of each card by simply cutting it on a different angle. All I will do at this point is just take a sheet of one of my prettiest papers and stick it down. I'm just gonna stick it down on here. This is so simple, it's stupid. How simple is this? Alright, so I know that my tags are about 5 inches, 4 3/4. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this one down to about 4 3/4 this way. Yep. And then I'll size it up to see how it fits on here. Okay, so that's gonna go on there. So perfect. And you can, I mean, depending on the size of your tag or the weight of the card, you can wrap this entire thing around and make it all one pretty tag. So yeah, this is just paper, copyweight paper that I placed on. I ran it through my copier and made this paper. So yeah, isn't that just so stinking cute? All right, so that will go there. Just gonna cut this down and I will glue it on with just any glue. I can use a glue stick or art glitter. I think I prefer to use a glue stick. It'll stick a lot faster. Art glitter has to, you know, take its time to dry. So I'm just gonna use my Scotch Create glue stick, permanent glue, and apply it to the outside here. And the good thing is I already have a hole in the tag, so I can just use that same hole to punch through on the paper. Okay, so yeah, there's my little hole. I can use that same hole to punch through on the paper and then just cut away the excess. Again, this is just copy weight paper that I'm sticking to the outside. And basically, guys, all I'm trying to do is just repurpose these cards. They're good quality paper that the cards are made of. I don't want to just throw them away. And why would I? Like, I'm a junk journaler. I should make anything with these cards. Okay, so now we have something that looks like this. I will place this back over to my crocodile, punch a little hole in there, and put my brad back in. And you'll see how cute this looks. So simple, so cute. Okay, so now we did this, right? And you can do just about anything with these. You can collage on them. So let's just move some of these cards out of the way. You can collage these with just about anything you want to see on it. So here, I'll make another one with this wider card. And snip right there and snip over here. Okay, so now I have a much wider card, and look at that, almost perfect. Like, I cut it almost perfect, and it leaves room for a to and from on there. Isn't that so adorbs? All right, so let's just say you want a collage on here. Just take whatever, copy weight paper, no real rhyme or reason to any of this. Just gonna tear this off and place it down. I'm gonna open this up so I can get leverage to add glue. And yeah, we're just gonna collage it. We're just gonna put whatever we want on it. And when we're done, we'll just cut away the excess, whatever's overhanging on the edges. We'll just cut that away. So guys, I know it's almost, this is the time of year that we crafters get ready to start selling our products at either craft fairs or trade shows and what have you. So this is really the time of year that most people that are crafters get really busy. So I'm just, and yes, of course, you can ink it. If you tear your page and you have too much white from the center of the paper showing, you can always just ink around the edges. The majority of this won't even be seen, so. Okay. But this is the time of year when we really get busy. Like, we get busy making things, doing things, trying new products and, you know, new ideas. And yeah, so I don't know. Oops, I just cut my card. I don't know of any crafter who isn't going to be busy over the next 3 to 4 months. So yeah, my videos are still going to be coming out. Don't worry about that. Now that I have my craft room all decorated and spaced out the way I need it to be functional, I will still be putting out videos on Saturdays, but I may have to record quite a number of videos ahead of time, simply because of how busy I'm going to be. And I'm heading back out to Arizona. I think I told you guys we're going to the Stamp and Scrapbooking Expo for for Mesa, Arizona, or in Mesa, Arizona. And look at that. That is just so cute. It was one sheet of paper, and now just by adding a little something on the front, just kicks it up a notch. I love it. All right. So you can totally do that. And let's do an eyelet. I think. Do I want to do an eyelet? I think I just like this one just the way it is, actually. I don't have to put anything up there. Now I can definitely put some ribbon up here. Let me grab some ribbon. All right, so without even putting a hole in the tag itself, you can just tie a little knot like so, and have it appear to be coming out of the tag, just like that. And then we'll cut it on an angle. Or you could do the fancy fishtail angles, but I think that's pretty cute. And for this, I will use my Fabri-Tac. And it just takes just a little dollop will hold the knot together, as well as hold it onto the tag itself. Okay, and then from there, let's see. That is, oh goodness, there goes my ghost. He's having a fit. A package must be on its way up the driveway. Two ticks. Okay, so then from there you can always just either add a cute little button onto the front there. I have some really cute buttons that I can really just make the whole project pop just a little bit. Here's a little doggy bone button. So let's say this is a gift for a dog, right? So cute. Alrighty guys, I think you guys get the gist of what I'm doing here. So I have all of these to make. These are just the ones that I cut up and gessoed already. And this one was just a collage, right? I just collaged it, and I didn't want to, you know, to take away from what's on the inside, because I think it's pretty just the way it is. Hoping your holiday season is filled with joy, right? And then this one I just covered with paper, sort of similar, and then put a little brad on there. Now back here I will have to white gesso, but it's now blank on the inside, and you can write whatever you want in here to whomever you like, you know, and it's a interactive type of tag, so that's pretty cool. Yes, this is my giant collection of buttons. These are mostly plastic buttons. I have another one filled with wooden buttons, so don't want that to fall. I'm going to move that out of the way. But again, it's really simple to do these. All you need is a gift card, or you know, something sturdy like an old credit card, an expired credit card, and you just put a bunch of cuts all the way around, right? Different angles, and then you make your tag fit the angles that you've already created here, right? So there's that, and you flip it over. They flip the card over, and you get the same angle on both sides, right? Okay, so yeah, again, I'm just going to, let's collage, because I like the collage look of these. That one came out really cute. I'm just gonna put a piece right here and tear away the excess, ink my edges. Really, you don't have to until you're putting on the final piece, because for the most part this will get covered up. And I'm using my glue stick for this. And I want to decorate it before I decide if it's going to get a brad or an eyelet, okay? And that's the only reason why, is because it really does not matter which one goes on the tag. But once you're done with it, you may look at it and be like, oh, I really wish I had done an eyelet over here, but now I have this giant hole, and you know, I could have done a a brad, and or I didn't want a hole in it at all. And so wait until after you've completely decorated the card and then decide what you want to finish it up. So yeah, I'm just going to use some of the same papers that I had before. And again, I'm only inking these because it's a small surface and I know exactly where this one's going to go. It's going to go right on top of this one, which is why I did not have to ink that previous piece. Okay, and most of the inked area that I just inked is going to get cut away because it's overhanging the tag itself. So I can put this right here. I can put this right here. Sure, why not? Why not? So this would be the top piece or the final piece that I'm putting on. So this piece should definitely get inked. Guys, I hope y'all are having a smashing day. Like, go do something fun and wonderful. I hope you're doing fun things in your crafting spaces because, you know, why not? It's your space. Enjoy it. And enjoy your Saturday, right? Because we only got a few of those before the summer is over. There's only a few Saturdays left. And depending on the part of the world where you are, you'd wish you had a sunny Saturday to go do something fun. So yeah, go enjoy your day. I'm going to leave you guys like right here because I do have a lot of work to do on these. And I can sit here all day and talk to you about collaging tags from old Christmas cards. But yeah, I want you guys to go try this. And I want to thank all of y'all for watching my previous video, my craft room tour, and all the comments that you left. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a challenge. It was not an easy process. There was a lot of work to be done, and again, you know, when you have 30 pounds of stuff and you're trying to stuff it into a 5-pound bag, it just sometimes doesn't work out in your favor. But luckily, with a lot of help, I was able to do it. So I also want to round the corners on these tags, which I've done to some of the previous ones. So I'll do that now that I've decorated it. Isn't that cute? Oh, so cute. A little Paris inspired tag right there. And it can be for anything. It doesn't only have to be for the holidays, but these tags will come in very handy once I put my stuff out on display for the craft shows that I have coming up. All right, guys, stay naturally curious. Go do something wonderful. All right, have a smashing Saturday, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Share, like, and subscribe. Bye.